Hey y'all, Latanya Speak signing in. Wanted to chat with you guys real quick about a topic that just hit me about women's expectations. So I'm gonna kind of get on you ladies for a minute. So my question is, guys, have you ever thought about the stuff that you expect out of a man? Do you possess those qualities? Like, does a man have to have A, B, and C in order to talk to you? Like, have you really just sat and thought about your expectations and what you require out of a man? Do you feel like that your expectations are too high? Do you feel like they're too low? What do you think? Because my thing is, a lot of times we have to sit back and do like a self-evaluation, especially when we feel like we're not where we want to be, or we feel like we're not at the space that we should be in. It's time to do a self-evaluation. Like, if you're still, if you're over 30, over 40, over 50, and you're still single, you have to do a self-evaluation on yourself and find out, why am I single? Is it me? Is it the men that I'm attracting? Does my expectation not line up with who I am? We have to do that. We can't always point the finger and think something's going to change, because that's not how it works. In order for things to change, you have to do something different. Whether it is mentally, physically, or spiritually, you have to do something different in order to get a different response or a different result. That's just how things are. For example, if one of your expectations is a man has to be physically fit. So my question would be to you, are you physically fit? If you're not, then how can you ask something of somebody else that you're not about? It just does not make sense, and you're setting yourself up for failure. And I hope I can be real with y'all. Like, my viewers out there, can I be real with y'all? Can I be real for a minute? Can we be grown up for a minute? Because you can't require something out of a man that you're not willing to do. You're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting the relationship up to not be nothing but a waste of time. And there's a lot of times we get into these relationships and it end up being a waste of time, and you end up being mad, you end up being bitter and all this stuff, because at the gate you're not equally yoked. And it's important to be equally yoked in every aspect of your life. Of course, you will have some differences. Not to say that you got to meet somebody that's just like you. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that on certain things, you do have to be equally yoked. Like, for example, you have an expectation, again, that somebody works out, and you don't work out. So you guys going to be unequally yoked, because he is going to be a type of person who cares about how he looks. He cares about what he eats. He cares about, lifting weights and health and awareness. And if you're not that person, then you're going to make the man feel some type of way. You're going to make him feel like that you don't care about your body. It's a lot of thoughts that goes into a person's head when they are a certain way and you are completely opposite. And so that right there comes into play on, can I compromise on that? That's what people think. Like, when you're with somebody and they're completely different than what you are about, you think like, is that a deal breaker? Or can I compromise on that? Is he or she worth me compromising? That's another big one. So it's like you have these thoughts in your head that, am I dumbing myself down so I can sacrifice this even when I know it's important to me? That's a hard decision to make. That's why it's important to be equally yoked, because a lot of times people get into relationships with somebody that they're not equally yoked, and then they're compromising, where they compromise their morals, whether they're compromising, self-esteem, or compromising being who they are. It's